Hi there, Virgo. Welcome to your mid-March 2022 general tarot reading. It's Raina here. Oh, I like that Prince of Pentacles. Real cute card. Pretty card. Wow, you got the Nine of Cups, baby. You got the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Let me put these up here so you can see that better. Okay. I gotta collect these cards so they're not all over the place. Okay. The heart of the matter. Two of torches, which is wands. And you see the person looking like they're standing, at the crossroads of something. And wands can relate to career paths. Obviously, anything with a two can be some kind of decision that you have to make, or trying to balance two things. But I feel like it's something creative, whatever it is. It's something that, we have some cups cards here. But if it is like people, that's always a possibility as well. Something is calling for you to make that decision. And it's not necessarily this cut and dried, because it might be something that is not a perfect choice. Maybe there are other factors that you have to take into account, and you don't feel like it's just your decision. In the past position, we have the Ten of Cups, which is a card of family, a card of joy. So the harmony within a family. This is a marriage card. So it can be, if you got like a marriage proposal, or when I say marriage proposal, I mean somebody who wants to spend the rest of their life with you. Whether or not it's with a ring and a document, that could be optional, but just this idea of spending their life with you. And while you may find that very intriguing or attractive, there may be another factor that is kind of keeping you from it. And maybe there's some logical reason for that. And it's not just something that you're afraid to commit, or what people say. There might be other factors. Maybe the fear of losing your freedom is a big deal. The wands can relate to that. If there are two people, it may be a question of the emotional side, or the nostalgic side, which the cups can represent, and the fire, which can be very dangerous or very intriguing, can be very sexy versus very sentimental. And it's like, what do you do? Do you go after passion, or do you go after that feeling of emotional security? So, anything is possible. The higher message is the Five of Torches, the Five of Wands, which is a card of competition. Now, it's very interesting, because sometimes I interpret this in a rather negative way, where I talk about this idea. And you see that even in this deck, they show like an uphill climb, because it's kind of when you're competing, and that's not really competition so much as ambition itself. But this idea of having to go uphill, in law of attraction, they talk about going upstream. And it's that sense of, you're trying to accomplish something, but you're doing so in a way that gives the impression of it's rather arduous. It takes a lot out of you. And some people say, well, things that are good for you are not meant to come easy, or however that saying goes. But that might not be true at all. That you have to really force things in order to have that you really have to work your fingers to the bone to make something happen, to become a success. And really, the idea of competing with other people is an offshoot of that, because it's like this idea that there's only so much to go around, and you have to, step over other people to get your needs met, to be able to be successful. And, the way that society is set up, it really kind of rewards people who do things like that. And yet it can bring a lot of emotional chaos and, just overall dissatisfaction to live your life like that. Instead of, like, if you were in a workplace, instead of having that spirit of cooperation, if you treat everybody like your enemy, that's not really a very healthy environment. So if you are, deciding between two types of careers, look to see if one of them involves that kind of dog eat dog mentality, because a lot of Virgo people are not particularly ambitious. They tend to be, and then you may disagree with me, and that's okay. If you have inner planets in Leo, you may be much more ambitious. But I'm talking about in general. I think a lot of Virgo people are unassuming. They're very willing to take a back seat and let other people shine. They're more interested in just making things run well and organizing things. And it's not about drawing attention to themselves and trying to be number one, That's more of that fire energy, that kind of me thing that's going on. What crosses you is the Ten of Swords. So if you have experienced some kind of betrayal, that may still be something that you're working out. So again, like, let's say that you are planning to spend your life with someone, and yet you still are afraid to take that plunge. It could be because of some situation that was a betrayal in your past. And what I like about this deck is they show the person flying above these swords that are sticking in that person's body. And that to me is like transcending that situation, that betrayal. And that's what this card can mean as well. It can mean the end of a negative cycle where a person may have felt those kinds of emotions. So that would be good. That certainly would be good. What's coming in is the Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And you see the boy and the bull. This is a card associated with Taurus, so that could be either a timing card. There's a whatchamacallit, a solar eclipse in Taurus on April 30th. So that's a little bit ways down the road there. But that might be, that's a friendly angle to Virgo. That's a trine. So that could be a time when things start to really rock and roll. But also, this is a card of somebody who is just putting in their time in a very methodical kind of a way. not necessarily methodical, but I mean consistent. The person with a good work ethic, and perhaps there's a goal that you have that is connected to all of this. If you are deciding whether or not to stay in a career, maybe do your own type of work, you may want to have some money set aside so that you can devote all your time to your business and you don't have to worry about paying your bills. It could be as simple as that. This can be like if you are deciding whether or not to get married and commit, that you just do the work, do your job, carry on, and not worry about it, not feel like you have to make this decision right now. It's like you are content just to be productive and take care of business and not worry about what if type of things. The outcome is the Nine of Cups, and this is the card of wish fulfillment and, getting what you want. It's interesting. They show her emerged in the water and the sun is right there. This is a card of feeling emotionally satisfied. And I think it's almost like you have to embrace your good fortune here. Maybe if you have fallen in love with someone, maybe this is not the most comfortable thing for you because you're not used to feeling this good about someone. Maybe you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. And if that sounds familiar to you, if that sounds like what's going on for you, it's just part of the conditioning that the Ten of Swords can bring when people have experienced a disappointment in how other people have treated them. It makes it hard to trust. And so sometimes love or feelings of well-being are so overwhelming that you can't help but smile. You can't help but feel like, oh man, I just won the lottery in love, or whatever this means to you. So that's how I see the Nine of Cups. This is this feeling that is of immense well-being. So that's really nice. Okay, well, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.